Hi, Pisces. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today I'm here to discuss the horoscopes for April of 2026. All right, so we start the month in a couple days, right? We're recording this on the 30th of March, so we have the full moon in Libra, and there's a separate video on that, and that's an important video, the full moon in Libra. So there is a separate video for your sign, and you can check that out if you so like. All right. So we have the sun in your second house of finance, possessions, and self-worth. So the sun is in Aries. That's your second house. It's the second sign from you. And so we have that there. And this is emphasizing these dynamics, right? So the sun could be showing you something about your financial life. It could be the sun usually brings blessings. It usually does. And sometimes it asks us to look at something, sometimes because the clarity effect with the sun. The sun does represent life. It also represents our sense of self. So with the sun in the second house, there's something going on there with those second house themes. Now, the ruler of the sun is Mars, and right now Mars is actually going to move into Aries on the 9th. Right now, it's in your sign, Pisces. So, Mars is in your house right now of self, um, right? Your house of self-expression, or not self-expression so much, but your house of self, right? Encouraging and supporting that you encourage and believe in yourself, kind of, right? In supporting courage, rather, or encouraging you to believe in yourself, giving you the drive for new ventures, Pisces. Yeah. Mars enters Aries on the 9th, where Mars will be in its home sign, right? Saying that Mars rules Aries, right? Protecting stability and personal well-being. Yeah, it's so Mars in its own sign, which would be Aries or Scorpio, but Mars there is very powerful in its own sign, right? Just like Jupiter is very powerful in your sign because that is your ruling planet, right? So we have that is one of them, definitely. But there could be a financial new beginning for you because Mars in the second house in Aries is protecting that, protecting your finances and your well-being. So you maybe have a financial new beginning for yourself. You could. And so we have Mercury, the planet of thinking and communication, is in your sign and moves into driven Aries on the 14th. So maybe there's been a lot that you were analyzing, right? Mercury wants us to think about things and analyze them and, make plans and goals and decisions. And it's everything cerebral, the mind really. So you could have been in possibly just as of recent or now until, Mars enters Aries, just kind of analyzing or evaluating things, right? And so Mars will enter, Aries on the 9th, and then Mercury, the planet of thinking, enters Aries on the 14th, encouraging reflection, Pisces, regarding finances again. You see, so interesting there, right? And so natal Neptune, this is your other this is your modern ruler, right? But Neptune is about our dreams and our visions, right? It's about believing in a higher, it's about believing in the divine, really, and it kind of what is so spiritual and mystical to us, right? This is what Neptune really wants for us. Neptune wants us to really kind of step into those dreams and not step into them, but really believe that, these beautiful things our dreams and visions can come true, right? It's very dreamy, Neptune. And it can be kind of creative too because of the dreamy aspect, the fantasizing kind of. And there is a creative aspect for sure with Neptune, right? But natal Neptune is supporting those dreams and perhaps supporting you spiritually as well. The Chiron is about our health. It can be health as such, like, for your physical health, but it can be the health of your finances, the health of your relationships, and all those things. But Chiron is in Aries, and that is in your second house of finance, as I was saying, and stability, self-worth, and well-being. So this is inviting personal healing or overcoming something. It's inviting more resilience. into your life, Pisces, when we have that in the second house of well-being and self-worth. All right. So that's a good thing. And so we have the North Node of Fate and higher potential is in your sign. Yeah, the North Node is in your sign. It's been there for almost I think about 16 months now. It's going to change. The North Node will move into God, I can't into Aquarius. I beg your pardon here. And so, but right now it is in your sign, and that is encouraging your higher potential, your true potential, your path, your life path. And when we have that there, and perhaps planning, because we have the new moon in Aries on the 16th, and the new moon will be in your second house, and that will be of well-being and finance. So maybe this is kind of, all tied in together, right? The North Node of Fate can, and this is what where we are striving to go. Is some people call it fate and destiny, but it is a place of higher potential, and as opposed to the North Node, the South Node, which we are moving away from and learning from. Yeah, the kind of familiar past that sometimes are wounds, but the North Node of Fate is where everybody really wants to go. They may not realize that, right? No, they might not, but it is in your first house, and that's a beautiful place for the North Node. So, and then we have the new moon in Aries on the 16th, protecting, really kind of protecting your finances, yeah, and your well-being. All right. I'll have a separate video on that, Pisces. And the sun enters Taurus on the 19th and moving into your third house of thinking and communication. And so when the sun enters the third house, it really it can focus on the cerebral part of your life, right? Your whatever you're analyzing or evaluating or deciding on, potentially, but it can be plans and goals, right? That is the third house. And also siblings and short distance trips. So maybe there are, and that also, when the sun moves into Taurus, that also moves into your house of early childhood. So, it doesn't always have to be your early childhood. You could be maybe, early childhood of your nieces and nephews, maybe your grandkids and things like that. It doesn't always have to be your childhood. All right. But it does look really good for you. Um, it does. So thank you so much for joining me here, Pisces. If you've enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell, and you'll be notified of my next video. And it will likely be the new moon in Aries, which is going to be really interesting because, um, because I love astrology, but astrology helps us to live a better life if we are paying attention to, honestly, to our own chart because it's teaching us so much about ourselves, right? And the transits as they come so we can co-create with the universe. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here, Pisces, and I'll see you in the next one.